Welcome back, Matt. Quick question, Matt. Was I on the DIY channel last time? Good job. Jesus Christ, you idiots. Welcome back, Jacob. Yeah, that was an accident. Oh well. That's okay. Man, it is cold this morning. It is an air temp of 16 and it's a feels like temp of like 8. I would say, Jacob, I'm indifferent. I have to go on this business trip, so I'll be gone for a couple days, and I'm not looking forward to it. I don't like travel like that. I'm not a huge fan of flying, not a huge fan of airports, not a huge fan of being stuck in a conference room for 10 hours a day. Just not a huge fan. So that'll be my next 3 days. So I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not in the best of places right now. But at this point, it's kind of like a dentist visit. I just want it to be over. So, does that make sense? I'm gonna do what I can where I can. That's a great question. And so, and obviously, oh Jesus, I just blew a red light. Just flat out blew it. That was my bad. I'm gonna say I was slipping. If anybody came over and said like, hey, you just blew a red light, I'd be like, no, I slid through the intersection. It's 8 o'clock. It's 8:16 for us. How's it 8:09 for you? It's a weird time. So long story short, I'll probably go live a little bit because I always get to the airport too early, just to make sure. I'll probably go live a little bit from the airport later this afternoon, so it'll still be like well within time for you to join up, and then get a little lunch. As far as this evening goes, I don't know that I'll have any time this evening at all unless it's like way late. Plus I'm going back in time. I'm going to Matt's time zone, so I'm losing an hour. Tomorrow, I mean, I can probably go live before I go to work in the morning, but it'd be normal morning time. So yeah, I'll still have lives. I'm just sorry. I'm thinking out loud, and it's chewing up time in the chat. 14:10 in the UK, or England specifically. You live in Illinois? Nice. Do you know where we live? I also had a plan. I was going to talk to Mama about, like, there's some times where I think they could go live because they still have, unfortunately, my athletic director screwed up and scheduled some basketball games while I'm gone. So they'll still be going to the games. I won't be going, even though I'm the coach, but somebody's going to help out and coach for me while I'm gone. But they should have some good drive and catch up and talk to you in our normal, like, evening windows when I won't be available. Son will still have a phone, which is his phone, which is so yeah, you'll get a mom and son without Dad, do it all live, possibly, if that makes sense. Thank you, Jacob. Again, don't come into a chat like that. That's A, you're spamming. B, you're looking for clips. And C, just hang out and have fun. There's no agendas here. So yeah, it'll be all messed up until the weekend. And the weekends are always, you never know. So next week we should be back on normal schedule. But good news is, if and when I can go live, you'll see new scenes. You'll see mountains. Who are you saying maybe to, Mama? That is the plan. The plan is when you guys go to the game on Wednesday, you can go live to and from. Why'd that move? Guys, I'm not gonna lie, the roads kind of stink. That guy's cruising. Dad and son watch traffic. Well, I don't want to watch it. I want to be moving, but that was a red light, stab worthy. Welcome in, Moo. Welcome in, Slushy. I'm a fishtail here. Watch, because I have it in two-wheel drive, not in four-wheel drive. And there we go. Yeah. Disguised as luggage. Well, you got to ask yourself, Matt, did anybody help you pack your luggage? I love that question. Did you pack your own luggage, or did anybody help you? Am I supposed to disclose that Mama helped pack my luggage? Like, I don't know what the right answer is there. Appreciate the smileys. I'm doing all right, Fluffy. How are you? And Moo, you are correct. This is my number one reason why I don't like snow, because too many morons don't know how to drive in it. I only fishtail and keep the truck in two-wheel drive when there's nobody at the intersection. I can switch on demand. It's right there. In fairness, it's an auto, so it catches once it starts spinning. I just did. The only thing I pack is my carry-on backpack. So like my computer, my technology pieces, that kind of stuff. The other stuff, I'm in the room for it. So Mama's like, hey, what do you want? What do you need? But she is the packer of it. That is not at all, Moo. I am not in the city proper, and again, it's not as bad as people make it seem. But Mama, I'm not going to be able to. Sorry, I have. Speaking of the tech bag, I haven't packed it yet. I got to eat. I do have a meeting early this morning, and then I got to call the Uber because the Uber's got to be here in like an hour and a half-ish. So I don't think I'll be able to. I'm sorry. And I got to go back out to the truck because I forgot something, of course. Unbelievable. Dad BS. I'll be right back. Take it easy, buddy. I'm not leaving you again. I'm just going to get something. Just going to get something. I'm an idiot. Okay. You must keep bonking yourself. You keep bonking yourself. Oh, yeah, and Mama, we never found those Fugazi neck pillows. Am I like a businessman? Like, do I pretend to be one? Or am I one? The short answer to that, Jacob, is yes. I am in the world of business. The longer answer to that is regarding travel. Jacob, pre-COVID, depending on the time of year, I traveled about 50% of the time. I used to travel a lot, in-state and out-of-state. Post-COVID, that changed significantly. In my opinion, for the better. But yes, I am definitely in the space of business. I don't talk much about work because I like to separate church and state. But it is a valid question, so. What did you think I did, Jacob? And I know it's a very generic question because you're using just the term business. Because obviously the $1.50 a day that this makes me is not what I did for a living. For what it's worth, I have a question. If anybody could actually do this on my behalf, I'll get caught up on the chat in a second. Sorry. This video of ours, which is our most popular video of all time, it's a couple comments shy of just having 100 comments, and I don't think you understand how my OCD works. My OCD really enjoys like even numbers, and so if one or two of you could go out to that Fright Props chainsaw video and leave a comment, because I reply to all comments, so it doesn't even need 4 comments, it just needs 2. And then I reply and it'll be at 100. That would be super awesome of you. Okay. Cold and wet. It's raining here, and I'm really glad I got the dog out for a long walk yesterday. We should talk when Dad's not here. That's a great idea, Matt. Thank you. That's what we're doing, man. Yesterday I built myself a camera, charging stand for my cell phone. I built it out of Legos. For real life, Stabworthy? Son and I are super Lego fans. Or I more than Son, because he's going through phases where he thinks he's too cool for stuff right now. I am not on the marketing side. Yeah, so Matt, it's a chainsaw video. It's called at Fright Props Chainsaw. It's actually our most popular video of all time. It's got like almost 400,000 views, but it's like 2 comments shy of 100 comments. And I like whole numbers. So if I could get that to 100, it'd just make me feel better. It's a weird thing. I get it. It's my OCD. It's the same thing with like when it comes to subscribers. I'd rather have it on the tens than an odd number. And for me, I like the tens because the 0 at the end. You can ask Mama how odd I am. I'm an odd bird. I don't know that she's here anymore, but I wouldn't say it's marketing per se, but it's client facing. And I think I have said this in the past. I do presentations a lot in my line of work, meaning that I'm in front of people, large crowds, speaking publicly. So some people have come into the community at times and asked me, like, how do you have the confidence to go live and stuff like that? For me, this is like normal. Whether it be in front of a crowd or whether it be in a Zoom or Teams meeting, this is just normal. Do or weird? Super weird. So you're saying I'm super weird. That's what you're saying. I'm Jacob O'Burb. What do you want, sweetheart? So, Matt, I think I asked you this. No, Stabworthy, here's the thing. I am not a sweets fan at all. And this pie is not very sweet at all. Also, the whipped cream has like basically 0 carbs. However, I only get this pie twice a year. My mom makes it for me, and I get it once at Thanksgiving and once for my birthday. And unfortunately, with me leaving, I'm not going to be able to properly enjoy it. So I'm having it as much as I possibly can before I have to leave. So hopefully that makes sense. It's not chocolate pudding pie. And this pie is more savory than it is sweet, I promise you. That's a salted Crisco crust, and that is unsweetened baker's chocolate. It is basically a dairy pie. For all intents and purposes, that chocolate is there for color purposes. If Mamo's here, she would confirm that. Yeah, see, there you go. She's here. It's salty and bitter. It is not a sweet pie at all. When I was growing up, somebody served me, if anybody ever heard of Baker Square, somebody served me a Baker Square French silk pie, because this is my mom's, what she calls chocolate cream pie. And I almost gagged at how sugary sweet that pie was, from the crust to the topping to the filling. It was horrible. This is not anything like that at all. I didn't. I actually looked for it. And then I quickly realized that I had a ton of community posts from Journey and CBC. You posted in the community tab, Stabworthy? I even look in the held section to see if it got held. You still hanging with us, Moo? Okay. I might have to look on something besides the phone. That's the issue. I'm using YouTube Studio on the phone. And YouTube Studio on the phone is a little, let's just say, finicky. Very finicky is probably better. Actually, come to think of it, with the weather we've had, we should probably look at the flight just to make absolutely sure that. It's on time. All right. And if we didn't lose Matt, I don't know if you heard me. How far are we away from each other when I get there? Like, how far is that drive? No, you don't have to pay for YouTube Studio. So there's a desktop version and there's an app version. And little known fact about me is I do almost everything 100% on the phone, including editing all videos. But there are some absolute massive limitations with the app version of YouTube Studio versus the desktop version. And so on rare occasion, I will go on the desktop version. Because for a great example, I'm not one to get involved in the analytics. I just don't have the time, resources, or desire to get that deep in the weeds. Because again, that's for people that are trying to game the, views and stuff like that. We're a take it or leave it environment. But there is an editor feature on the desktop version of Studio that you do not get in the app-based version. If that makes sense. Nice, Chance. How was the movie? Thanks for stopping in. Stab-worthy, Chance, stab-worthy. Oh. Well, that hit the spot. But yeah, you definitely don't have to pay for either of them. But like I said, I do 100% of everything on the phone with very rare dips into YouTube Studio on the desktop. Licorice, it's cold out there. Almost out of coffee. Hi, buddy. Okay. Very sorry, very sorry, very sorry. I had to log back in the email. I ended up just going to Pizza Hut and getting cheese sticks. I was in the car driving. I was like, oh man, I don't know if I want to drive all the way to. So I was waiting for a review of that keeper from our local movie critic on our local TV that we watch, and he ended up instead talking about FNAF, which we're going to see either way. So, I didn't see them talk about Keeper. Has that been out for a couple weeks, Chance? That's wild. I leave to go check emails for a second, and I go from 1 to 10 people. Da, 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 da. I'm juggling too much here, guys. Trying to finish packing everything else. Why do I do this to myself? I have no idea what that coffee is. No idea. I'd be open to it. I love coffee. 5:37. I assume that's PM or is that AM? It's been about a week, I think, between 1 to 2 weeks. Did end up staying up until about 2, though. I have a hard time getting sleep. Look at this phone and my TV all day. Yeah, that blue light will get you. I'm not gonna lie. We finished Taekwondo and then we came home, and it was time to get ourselves together and moving and go to bed. But we had some family discussions we needed to have that were a little bit deeper, and then we went upstairs and we're rewatching Stranger Things before we fully delve into the new season. I also don't want to watch the first 4 episodes before all the episodes are available. I'd rather watch the final season straight through, if that makes sense. So hopefully that makes sense to anybody besides me. All right. Oh, so much going on. So much going on. Yeah, I haven't watched anything on a weekly basis in years, maybe even a decade or more. Last thing was Game of Thrones. I tried to watch that. People turned me on to that. And Debbie, I occasionally do use melatonin myself, but I have the problem the following day where I'm in a fog if I use melatonin. So that's a problem on my side. Um, I'm a huge like Lord of the Rings fan, and I'm a huge like I call fantasy fan that way. I'm not a huge like Star Wars guy. So people told me I had to watch Game of Thrones. So I love The Witcher, for example. There's a lot of shows in that realm that I love. I did not enjoy Game of Thrones. I got a couple episodes in and I just couldn't push through. Just wasn't for me. Anybody want to guess what an Uber to the airport is right now? Just want to venture a guess? I also heard there was a lot of production issues, and sorry that I sound far away. I'm reading the text from a different phone, but I got to knock out a few things while I'm packing. Um, I also heard there was a lot of production issues, like just they rushed it, so there was crazy stuff like you could see water bottles in the scenes, you could see like discrepancies in the sets when they refilmed shots. There was so it was like a rushed mess. Again, not watching the show, I don't know officially, unofficially, but that's what I heard. Ow. The entire thing where we dissolved in one episode by someone who had nothing to do with any of it, but yeah, you can see Starbucks cups and shots and stuff. Terrible. Up until then, though, the great show. Really sad how it ended. Didn't they make a prequel too, or aren't they in the middle of a prequel? Or did I mishear that? Does anybody want to guess how much that Uber is going to cost me to get to the airport? Just for kicks and grins? Up until then, I watched any of it, but as good as the family who was able to control the dragons, but I've never taken an Uber, so I don't know how rates. where you're going. So I'm going from my house in the burbs to there's two major airports in our metropolitan area. I'm going to the closer of the two, which is the bigger of the two airports. And it's a roughly 35-minute drive. Right now, according to traffic, it says it's a 35-minute drive. Again, that changes with traffic patterns. Next time I look, it could be 45 minutes, it could be an hour, it could be an hour and 10, it could be 30 minutes. I think 35 is extremely aggressive. I don't think I'll get to the gate in 35 minutes. You're going to say 1,000. No, not quite that steep. Not quite that steep. But it's a lot more than I thought it'd be. It's currently, and again, it changes with the minutes. I'm not kidding you. That's how Uber works. So it changes every minute. It is, Pooch is closer, but right now it's $85 before a tip. I'm used to that trip being about $60, $65. That's what I'm used to. $85 seems a little steep, in my opinion. But, anywho. All right, everybody. I do have to wrap up a few work things. I got to finish packing a few bags, and then I got to call that Uber. So, my commitment to you is, if I'm able to, I will go live whilst I'm at the airport. Worst case scenario, I'll go live when I'm at the other airport. So you can see that one. That's quite a distance away. But I will be live at one, either or both. So I gotta wrap this packing up so I don't miss my window, because there's nothing worse than stressing standing in the TSA line and hoping to hit your gate. So I'm gonna cut it here. I appreciate you guys all hanging out, spending some time with me. You guys are legends. And I will see you later this afternoon. But there will be no pickup today because I won't be local. Tonight, we'll see what, if anything, comes this evening. But look for us on one of our 4 channels. Primarily this one, I'm guessing. Appreciate you, Chance. I will talk to you soon. Jacob, if you made it back, thank you. I'll see you soon. I'll be able to show you some mountains if I'm able to go live in the new environment and not just flat land like we have here. So I will talk to you guys. All our best. Thank you. You mean the world to us. We will see you in the next one. Take care.